Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the 9 p.m. live English news edition. Here are the top stories. Republic of Djibouti acquires a new vessel. Start of Tajura-Balho road corridor operations. Government and rebels enter final phase of talks in Sudan. Hello, welcome to our newsroom for having the news in details. The Republic of Djibouti has acquired a new ship called the African Sun, the mastodon with the capacity to carry out 1,118 containers docked at the TDMS today in the afternoon. This new acquisition with a length and width of 147.9 meters and 23.4 meters is the second vessel that our country has just acquired. This new vessel will provide a container shuttle service between ports including Jeddah, Berbera, Bosaso and other regional destinations. It will be a feeder for regional connectivity. This new acquisition reflects Djibouti's ambition to become a key player in the region. It is a strategy that supports the economic opportunities that will enhance our country's influence for decades to come. Tomorrow, the head of state, Mr. Ismail Margele, will preside over the inaugural ceremony of this new Djiboutian Nautilus. The first dry cargo ship arrived at the port of Tajura today, July 18, at 7 a.m. The ship named MV Spar Capella, flying a Norwegian flag, will discharge 50,000 tons of coal destined for Ethiopia. The arrival of this ship also marks the beginning of the operation of the third road corridor, but also the fourth in general linking our country to Ethiopia. This 128 kilometers long road section was inaugurated by the President of the Republic in November 2019. The port infrastructures of Tajura is a 14.5 meters deep water port capable of accommodating ships of more than 80,000 DWT and equipped to handle bulk cargo. It should be noted that the port had already been in operation for more than 2 years with the berthing of gas tanker. The customs and immigration of two countries, but also the other institutions in charge of the corridor, are already installed at the border post of Balho for custom formalities and to allow an accelerated procedure of routing and delivery. More than 1,250 trucks are expected to transport these first 50 tons of coal, a significant number of which have already arrived since yesterday morning and have taken the Balho-Tajura road corridor. This event is an important step in the economic integration between the two countries, which already remains a model. This new road corridor will further strengthen this link and provide Ethiopia with another opportunities for its maritime trade, but also for its growing economy. The port will also serve beyond Ethiopia, but will be an entry point for other landlocked East African countries. In a note to the press, the Director General of the port, Mr. Mohammed Abubakar Hamid, first of all emphasized the importance of the start of the activities for this new corridor, which is in addition to the three already existing ones. He also emphasized the preparation already put in place by the port in order to meet expectation in terms of unloading and delivery performance. Now, as part of the responses to grievances of the people expressed during the last tour of the head of state, Mr. Ismail Margele, to meet the country deep in the interior regions, the Minister of National Education, Mustafa Mohamed Mahmoud, proceeded yesterday in the plain of Gagad in the region of Dekhil, the laying of stone of the basic school for children from different camps in this region. The President of the National Assembly, Mr. Mohammed Ali Hamid, several members of the government, including the Minister of Trade, Housing and Tourism, Justice, Budget, Health, Youth and Sport, as well as several high-ranking personalities, including the Chief of Staff of the President of the Republic, took part in this ceremony. It should be recalled that the establishment of a school in Gagad is the result of the grievances expressed by the inhabitants of Dikhil during their direct meeting with the head of state, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Umar Gele, during his tour last December. The minister also proceeded on the spot to symbolize this historic event to distribute school bags and school uniforms to future students of this school, which will open its door this year. Now in sport, the Djiboutian Football Federation yesterday officially launched the regional league for the 2020-2021 season in Tajura. Upon his arrival, the Secretary of State for Youth and Sport and his delegation were welcomed by the Prefect of the White City at Tajura, Mr. Hassan Dabale, the Director of the region of the SEGS, Mr. Omar Hassan Abdullahi, and his Deputy Director, Mr. Mohammed Ali, as well as 100 football lovers. The event started with a parade under the eyes of the Secretary for State for Youth and Sport and his main collaborators on the track of the big field of Tajura of all the participating teams. On the spot, a match opposed two teams, the U20, the Under-20, against the Under-25, both from Tajura. The Under-20 selection won against the Under-25 selection, which did not deserve either. At the final whistle, the winners and losers were called to the podium to lift the cups. In his speech, the Secretary of State for Youth and Sport, His Excellency Hassan Mohammed Kamel, insisted a length on the respect for barrier justice before evoking the importance of the regional league. Now, at the south, especially in Ali Sabih, in particular, where the association AGCD of the Chateau d'eau of the region organized the closing of a sport tournament of the summer in the afternoon at the Qarre Stadium. Closing ceremony of the summer tournament was attended by the prefect of the region, Mr. Musa Aden Migane, the president of the regional council, Mr. Omar Ahmed Awais, the executive secretary of honors, Mr. Hussein Hassan Atarar. The young people of Asadrug City were mobilized to participate in the finals of the sport tournament, where two teams competed for the final, namely the team of Chateau d'eau against Quartier Ali was won by the team of Quartier Ali by a score of 1-0. Let us recall that this tournament, which started on May 27, 2020, has gathered 28 teams of different categories. In the afternoon of yesterday, the first two teams of each category, meaning cadet and junior, as well as the third place junior, were awarded by the city officials. The president of the association, Suleiman Elmi Qayat, warmly thanked all those who contributed in any way to the success of this day. The competition took place in a festive atmosphere that enjoys a favorable climate in this period of rain in the region of Ali Sabih. The first commercial flight landed at Hambouli International Airport. Air France to Paris Djibouti landed this morning at 8 a.m. with 49 passengers on board. The passengers were taken directly to the new control, screening and surveillance center at Djibouti International Airport. Tests have been carried out for these passengers, including the new premises of the health authorities. It should be recalled that Djibouti had closed its border since 18 March, when the first case of COVID-19 appeared in the country. This reopening will, however, be subject to a series of measures to better combat the spread of the COVID-19. A workshop on a pilot now inventory of the intangible cultural heritage of the Afar community was held in Tajura. The meeting brought together more than 30 people, including traditional chiefs, young people, women, crafts people, poets, holders of traditional knowledge, representative of civil society, and cultural stakeholders. The event focused on the definition and purpose of the 2003 Convention and the various aspects of the intangible cultural heritage in order to enable participants to better understand the importance of their implication in the preparation of this inventory. On this occasion, the various components of the intangible cultural heritage were highlighted, raising awareness, motivating, and encouraging participants to take greater account of their respective responsibilities. This was followed by numerous debate and interventions by the participants, at the end of which three elements were selected by full community consent. These were Amalabo, Akaso, and Fidima. These three elements will be the subject of an inventory to be carried out by the facilitators. Now, a wanted announced Burale Hamza Omar has been missing since 17 July from his home in PK12. The last time he left his home, he was wearing a green t-shirt and gray underwear. This one has a dark complexion. If anyone sees this boy, please contact 21352761. Another young boy is missing, Jumali Abdullah Hussein. This one left home on the 18th and was wearing gray underwear. If anyone finds him, please contact 213527 and 61. Moving on to international news now, the government of Sudan and a coalition of rebel groups entered the final phase of talks on Thursday. Mediators described the talks as the most important element of a lasting peace. We are fully prepared to find a final peace agreement to avoid taking advantage of the security organs for political, ethnic, or even ideological disputes. The talks are aimed at restoring stability in the war-torn regions of Darfur, South Kordofan, and Blue Nile. Hopes for a peace agreement began after former President Omar al-Bashir was ousted. A transitional government led by Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok is working to end the conflict in the volatile regions of the Sudan. That was it for this edition of 9 p.m. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for watching us, and have a wonderful evening.